everybody. So the source I'm going to go over in this video is called Points of View Reference Center. This is a fantastic source if you're having students do their own research for a project, for a science fair, for a research paper, for an argument, informative, whatever it is. If you want students to go out and do that research and you want them to be giving you better sources than just basic Google sources, or because Google said so or Wikipedia said so, then Points of View Reference Center is a really great resource that gives them sort of higher level sources, but also sources that have been vetted and we can guarantee are credible, or at least on the verge of being credible, more credible than just basic Google or a blog that they found within there. So to get there, you're going to go grades 9 through 12, like you do with most things. And this is in alphabetical order, so we're scrolling down to the P's, Points of View Reference Center. And so it's meant to show you all sides of a debate or a topic within there. So, you have the two people looking at each other like they're debating. And it's going to give you in this top half sort of the most popular research topics that they have at the moment or what's being in the news recently. And so this is your typical research database that you might be familiar with from college, but students should be able to use it pretty easily within there as well. So first off, what is nice, if you want students to sort of just brainstorm a topic that they potentially could use for your project, if you haven't assigned that project, it gives you all the different categories of resources that they have available. And then students can sort of pick and choose what they like. So if they really like, in general, government funding topics, then they can click and see all the different specific topics within there that they can look at. So post office privatization, just randomly clicking. And this isn't technically an article per se, but it gives the students a nice summary of what that topic is. Is it debatable? Is it an argument? Is it informative? What should they be looking for if they're researching that topic? So it's a great starting place to just choosing a topic within there. And with anything on this source, students can listen to it as well. So it's not just reading, but they can listen to it within there. And highlight again. Within there, you also have dictionary and translate options as well to ensure that students are having the most success as they're going through. So if they really like this topic, what is really beneficial about it is it gives you their bibliography. So students can look into all these different sources as more sources that they can include into their project. And it also builds that into these visuals up here. So right here, if we're looking at post office privatization, it gives you the counter and the rebuttal to the two different main sides of the argument right here, and articles that students can click on. And here's this beautiful article about the U.S. Postal Service should be privatized. And then it's going to give you the opposition right here as well. But if you want students to have specific types of sources, if you say, hey, I really want you to have some newspapers within there, it's going to show you the 12,000 options of newspapers that they have over privatization and post offices within them. So as they're researching, it's nice. They don't have to do a lot of that really difficult digging and typing in the words themselves. Once they find one article, they can pretty easily then click through and find even more pieces within there. But if they wanted to type in the words, I want to show you how that can be utilized. So we'll click advanced search, and we're going to do something called Boolean searching. If you're not familiar with it, basically it's just creating a formula of your keywords that you're using to search to ensure that you're getting the actual sources you need. So I'm going to go with robots because I think that's a bit more interesting than privatization of post offices. So I'm going to click robot, and I'm going to put and in all caps. And all that does is it makes sure that I'm not searching the word and, because if it searched the word and, it would come up with every single article known to mankind. So I just want the ones that are combined. So I want robot and I want engineering, but I don't want fighting robots. Okay, within there, because I don't want to talk about the robo fights. I don't know. So your knots need to be towards the end of your search. It excludes any words that you want. But like most things in Google, you're just kind of putting the words together that you want. It should automatically do this for students, but right here, there's a full text option. Please make sure you tell your students to click this if it's not already clicked. Because what happens is a lot of these articles are under contract. So let's pretend the one article that I really, really want, I found it the first time I searched it. 2 days later, I went to search it again and it's gone. Well, it's gone because the contract is up and they no longer can give it to you for free. So when you click full text, it only shows you the articles that they are going to have available to them and to you to view for free. If you unclick full text, it might show you an article that expired 2 days ago, or an article that's not going to come and have access to it for another couple days or something like that. So full text just ensures that you can actually view the articles you want and you're not like getting in that in-between contract expiring zone with a lot of the different resources. So we're going to search. Okay. And over here is where you can then make your search more specific. 2,000 sources is way too many. No student's going to go through that many. They're not going to go past the first page. Nobody is. I'm not either. So 1928 is too far ago. I want to make sure I'm no later than 2010 because I want up-to-date sources. Still too many sources. So then I'm also going to make sure over here I can look at the type of source it is and say, well, I only want to look at newspapers right now. And it's going to bring it down to 145. And you can continue to shrink it over on this side to make sure you're getting what you want. So I'm just going to click on the first one. I don't know what Coconut Killer is, but we're going to go with it. So this is the first source. Notice here it's giving me an HTML full text. This means it doesn't have a PDF available. If it has a PDF available, it will tell you right here. You can read it either way, but the PDF one would just potentially, if there are pictures along with it, you would print that version of it. Like all the sources, you can listen and annotate the sources here available for students. And then over here on the right-hand side is what you can do with this source. So you can send it to your Google Drive, you can send it to your OneDrive, print them, you can email it to yourself. I'm really big, I like emailing them to myself so I don't lose them ever. If the students need to cite it for their project, it gives you all the citation versions like MLA or APA, so they don't have to do it themselves. The permalink, I will say you're definitely going to make sure they click that. If they click this link up here to try and save the source, all it's going to do is take you back to InfoHio. It's not going to actually save the source. This is the link they need to save the source. It's that permalink within there. And then, of course, you have that translate and listen option down here as well that you can utilize. So that's what you can do with the source once you've found one that you really like. But again, I think the most beneficial part of this resource is that if they find a topic that they really like based on these summaries that they have here, you can continue to kind of go down the rabbit hole of finding more and more sources about this one topic without ever having to use the search bar. They can just find them by clicking through and saving them within those pieces. So Points of View Reference Center is a really great source for those projects that you're researching. They're supporting an argument or a science fair or anything like that. Points of View is where you want to direct them to do that research. It's a lot better than Google and gives you a lot more up-to-date resources. This is something that InfoHio is updating at least monthly, if not more frequently, to ensure they're giving you the best possible resources for your students and for our staff. So if you have any questions about how to integrate it, please let me know.